Yesterday, the London Underground train. Dozens of people were injured. The country remains on a critical alert, which means another attack may be imminent. Police will not say how many people took part in the attack. Reporter Robert Hall says the investigation continues. So far, authorities are not releasing very much information.
When I pressed at the end of that press conference about whether they believe the individual going to pain had directly, perhaps even been responsible in some way for what happened yesterday, he wouldn't be drawn. He simply used the words which we heard a little bit earlier in the day. This was a very significant arrest, stressing the fact that they were not ruling out the fact that there was a possibility that there might be other people involved.
Suspect being held under the Terrorism Act being questioned in London. There could be a reversal in the Trump administration's stand on the Paris Climate Accord. A European official says the U.S. might not withdraw from the landmark deal after all. The White House, though, says there has been no change, that the president still plans to withdraw unless better terms can be negotiated. Global warming is an issue with renewed political currency after the destruction caused by hurricanes Harvey and Irma. Scientists say warmer waters may have intensified the force of the storms. Officials in the Florida Keys are stepping up plans to let residents and business owners go back in the area to check their property after the devastation of last week's storm.
FEMA estimates 25% of homes here in the Florida Keys were destroyed by Hurricane Irma. Others were heavily damaged. Governor Rick Scott said he's already spoken with FEMA Administrator Brock Long about his most pressing concern for this area going forward.
The biggest need we're going to have in these is housing. We've had a lot of conversations with the Administrator of FEMA, Brock Long, talking to the President about that yesterday. So that's probably going to be one of our biggest issues.
A report from Manuel Jorquez. Officials say it could take quite a while before things in the Keys are back to normal. Those schools expect to reopen on September 25th. With the trio of natural disasters that have struck just in the past few weeks, some Southern Californians are taking steps now to prepare for whatever Mother Nature may throw their way.
Long Beach residents are learning from some of Southern California's most highly trained first responders about how to prepare for a natural disaster. Bob Kistner with Long Beach Search and Rescue says in an emergency situation, there are a lot of things you need to have on hand.
Just being self-sufficient for at least 3 days. I mean, water, food, lighting, heating.
A lot of attendees brought their young children to make sure their entire family is prepared.
A lot of people think that they know what they would do in an emergency situation, and I think it's better to actually know.
She says she decided to come to the event after seeing the devastation caused by the earthquake in Mexico, as well as Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. Cooper Rummel, KNX 1070 News Radio.
In the middle of this, Californians might be suffering from what's known as vicarious trauma.
Related to the recent natural disasters that hit the world, including Hurricanes Harvey and Irma, and the massive earthquake in Mexico. Marriage and family therapist John Philipparis tells KNX that it can last a few months, and he says there are some ways to fix it.
Extensive exposure to the media will probably do that to you. Creating a little more distance might not, and that's a realistic day for yourself instead of always thinking about it and worrying about it. Just structure your day with things you do have control over.
He adds there's other ways to fix vicarious trauma, such as avoiding emotional reasoning, focusing on things you do have control over rather than things you do not, and stay connected with humans, not computers. Heather Jordan, KNX 1070 News Radio.
It's 3:34 on KNX. Several rallies held today to protest the removal of Confederate monuments around the country.
Heavily armed police used barricades to keep the crowd from getting too close to the statue.
Juggalos taking over D.C.
There were also dueling demonstrations in Washington, D.C. Members of the Juggalos took over one end of the National Mall. They are fans of the Rocky Insane Clown Posse. At the other end, several hundred pro-Trump supporters gathered for what was billed as the mother of all rallies.
Right down, support America, support our leader. We need to support and have faith in the leadership.
There was a large police presence, but there were no reports of violence. Nikki Batiste for CBS News, New York.
3:35. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Will Handle.
Northbound 405 past Century Boulevard, there was a motorcycle accident. Fire department is blocking the 3 right lanes there. Move to the left to get around it, but the northbound 405 crawling from all the way back at Artesia Boulevard. If you got a flight, make sure you give yourself some extra time or take another route to get there. Baldwin Park, eastbound 10 at Frazier. You've got a 2-car crash blocking the second lane from the left. Trying to get those 2 cars over the right shoulder at the eastbound 10 slow from Peck Road. In West LA, southbound 405, you're slowed up from Santa Monica Boulevard. It stays jammed all the way to La Tejera. And Long Beach, southbound 405 at Woodruff, you've got an injury crash. One of the vehicles overturned on its roof in the middle lanes. Southbound 405 traffic comes to a halt at Lakewood Boulevard. South LA, northbound 110 at El Segundo, you got a car and a motorcycle crash blocking the left lane there. As you're making your way to the Coliseum for the sold-out USC game tonight, downtown Los Angeles looks as such. Northbound 110 stacks up from before the 105. Actually, we'll start in South LA. Northbound 110 stacks up from before the 105. It stays slow all the way up to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Southbound 110, you jam from just before the 5, and it stays that way all the way into downtown Los Angeles. Hollywood, southbound 101, jam from Hollywood Boulevard to the 110. Northbound 101 slows from right through downtown from 4th Street, and you're at a crawl up to the 4 level. Your next report at 3:45 on Will Handle with more traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Southern California weather partly cloudy this evening and becoming mostly cloudy once again, sort of a repeat of what we've had the past few days. Actually drizzle overnight, overnight lows in the 60s and low 70s, light winds. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy in the morning, becoming partly cloudy, and the drum rolls all over again. And by Monday, some clouds in the morning and becoming mostly sunny. Could be turning warmer come Sunday throughout the beginning of the week. Right now in 29 Palms at 87, in Camarillo, it's 76. 337 on KNX.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but 1,000 words from a reporter sitting in the studio isn't nearly as good as someone reporting live from the scene. That's why KNX has more reporters covering more stories. Reporting live in Long Beach.
Reporting live in Santa Ana.
Reporting live in the port of LA.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Driving a Lexus is amazing. For an amazing body experience, visit Tustin Lexus, where you'll enjoy one of Southern California's largest Lexus inventories. Plus, the service and parts department open 7 days a week. Tustin Lexus. Experience amazing right from the start.
Boy, that's our Mesa garage door. And it's the dog days of summer. It's super hot outside and the slowest time of the year for garage door business. I have a warehouse full of garage doors, and I'm willing to give you a heck of a deal if you call me today. I want to beautify your home with a new garage door that will improve the curb appeal and increase the value for as little as $4.99. How can I sell a new garage door for $4.99? It's volume. Mesa's the largest garage door company in the USA with over 300,000 customers. Mesa Door. That's 888 Mesa Door. 888 MESADOOR. Or visit MesaGarageDoors.com.
Why won't a plumber just tell me what it costs to unclog my drain over the phone? Is it that complicated?
No, it's not. It makes no sense at all. They obviously have a price.
Whoa, you've got a nice aroma. Who are you?
Mike Diamond, the Smell Good plumber.
Will you tell me how much to unstop my drain?
$99.
But you haven't seen it.
Don't need to. Doesn't matter if it's a kitchen sink or a mainline sewer stoppage. The Smell Good plumbers at Mike Diamond will unclog almost any drain for $99.
Almost?
Yeah, there are a few exceptions, but you can read all about them on our website before you call. Just go to thesmellgoodplumber.com.
Wow, you're like up front and everything. I just called a guy named Bubba who wouldn't tell me anything.
No Bubba's here, ma'am. Just professional plumbers who show up on time, smell good, and unclog drains for $99.
Call us. 1-800-446-MIKE. Contractor license number 399170.
If you plan on selling or buying your home, listen to this important message. Rex Real Estate sells homes for 2% total. That's right, only 2%, not the outrageous 6% traditional real estate agents charge. A fully licensed brokerage, Rex does everything a real estate agent does and charges only 2% for both sides of the transaction, saving sellers on average more than $25,000. Call 323-688-4REX. 323-688-4739. How is Rex able to sell homes for just 2%? Because today's home buyers search the internet, not the antiquated MLS. Rex combines technology and service to target the actual buyer and pass the savings back to you. If you want to pay just 2%, you've got to sell your home with Rex. To see if you qualify, call 323-688-4REX. 323-688-4739. CALVRE license 019761010.
Our phone number says it all. Alarm monitoring 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for only $9.99 per month. 24/7 for $9.99. At the monitoring center, you pay only $9.99 per month to monitor your alarm system. That's right, you're not stuck paying $20 to $30 per month. Switching is easy. Call the monitoring center today and get our 6-month free sign-up bonus.
1-866-24-7 or $9.99. 1-866-24-7 or $9.99.
341 on KNX. California's sanctuary state bill, which would limit police cooperation with federal immigration authorities, has passed the legislature, now waiting for the governor's signature.
Downey Democratic Assemblywoman Christina Garcia tells KNX the law is needed so that illegal immigrants will cooperate with police on local crimes.
We've seen rates of ICE showing up at the courthouses. Most recently, they showed up at a courthouse dealing with victims of human trafficking and so forth. The message out there right now is not to come forward, not to say anything on any of these things. So we want to make sure that these victims those things to come forward.
San Diego County Republican Senator Joel Anderson says that cooperation is already happening.
No police chief, no sheriff allows their officers to hold undocumented people against their will because they don't enforce federal law.
Anderson says the law still shields criminals. Rob Archer, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The Justice Department cannot withhold public safety grant money to so-called sanctuary cities who refuse to impose tougher immigration policies. That ruling coming out yesterday from a federal judge. CBS News senior legal analyst Andrew Cohen talked about one of the cities that is fighting the federal policy change.
Chicago is asking for federal help, federal funding for technology that will help it pinpoint gunshots. No small thing in a city with such unremitting gun violence, but the relationship between the city and the Trump administration is so poisonous. It's hard to imagine that happening even in the wake of this ruling.
One of the regulations from Attorney General Jeff Sessions requires cities to notify immigration agents if someone in the country illegally is about to be released from a local jail. Police are warning parents in parts of Long Beach and Lakewood to be on the lookout for a man who's been exposing himself to young girls. CBS 2's Rachel Kim says he's been doing it for a while. Police really want to catch him before he does it again.
Investigators say the suspect has exposed himself at least 5 times so far between August 6th and September 12th, usually from 3 to 6 p.m. near schools and parks.
He usually rides a bike up to his victims, then asks for directions before suddenly exposing himself. The father of one Long Beach girl says he always keeps an eye on her, being even more careful now.
I think it's disgusting. I mean, I take my daughter into school. I walk her actually into school even though she's 12 still.
And you can see a sketch of the suspect on our website at knx1070.com. 343 on KNX, brought to you by CarsonToyota.com.
Carson Toyota.
Hey there, it's Denise Fondo. The 2017 Countdown clearance is going on now at family-owned Carson Toyota. Come in today for incredible end-of-model year savings from a 9-time Toyota President's Award winner. Now lease a new 2017 Toyota RAV4 XLE. Clearance priced at just $78 plus tax per month. All in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Plus, Carson Toyota is home to 0 down. So if you buy today, you drive home today with nothing down. Shop online during this huge 2017 clearance event at CarsonToyota.com or in person at the dealership and choose from over 10 acres of inventory all in one place, just off the 405 freeway at the Wilmington Avenue exit. At Carson Toyota, they don't just meet your expectations, they will exceed them. Come experience the difference a family-owned dealership can make. For all the 2017 Countdown clearance event details, call 877-695-0123.
Carson Toyota.
Verizon Digital Media Services Incorporated has openings for network engineers in Los Angeles, California. Create and define network requirements for new products, including technical documentation for all relevant processes and technologies. Resume to Verizon Digital Media Services, Inc. Attention to Kristen Faison, 22,000 AOL Way, Dulles, Virginia, 20166. Reference job code JB1035NP. That's 22,000 AOL Way, Dulles, Virginia, 20166. Reference job code JB1035NP.
I'm Ron Kilgore. Stories coming up. A new study on the rates by state of suicides of military veterans.
Cybersecurity firms look to hack proof cars.
cars. That story's coming up in 5 minutes when Bloomberg checks your money.
Those stories and more coming up in the next 15 minutes, but right now at 3:45, it's traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Will Handel.
All right, heads up if you got a flight to catch out of LAX. Inglewood, northbound 405, just past Century Boulevard. There was a motorcycle down. Fire department blocking the 3 right lanes. Move to the left to get around it. Northbound 405. Still crawling by from the 105. West LA, southbound 405. Slows from Santa Monica Boulevard. Stays jammed all the way to right around La Tejera. If you got a flight, definitely leave yourself a little extra time. The 405 kind of snarled at the moment. In Baldwin Park, eastbound 10 at Fraser Street, 2-car crash. That's blocking the second lane from the left. Trying to get those over to the right shoulder has the eastbound 10 slow from Peck Road. Long Beach, southbound 405 at Woodruff. You've got an injury crash with one of the vehicles overturned onto its roof in the middle lanes. Southbound 405 traffic comes to a halt, I would say, at Lakewood Boulevard. It seems pretty heavy through there. If you're making your way to the sold-out Coliseum tonight for the USC game, you've got, well, we'll start in South LA. Northbound 110 stacks up from the 105. You'll stay slow until Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Southbound on the 110, you're jammed from just before the 5, and it stays that way all the way into downtown Los Angeles. Hollywood, southbound 101, jammed from Hollywood Boulevard to the 110. Northbound 101, you're slow through downtown, and then from 4th Street all the way to the 4 level, pretty much at a crawl. And in Santa Monica, eastbound 10, slow from Bundy to the 405, and then you'll stay jammed all the way to the 110 on that eastbound 10. Your next report at 3:55. I'm Will Handel with more traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Certainly feeling a lot like fall today, and that will continue to be the theme even as we go through the rest of the weekend. Today for the beaches, look for highs around 72 degrees, warming to 74 by Sunday. LA and Orange County will see those highs in the upper 70s today. Evening temperatures will be in the mid-60s. 81 degrees will be the high for Sunday. And for the deserts, we're looking at evening temperatures today right around 59 degrees, warming into the upper 80s by Sunday. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Martina Brown, KNX 1070 News Radio.
3:47 on KNX. Suicide rates among military veterans is especially high in certain parts of the country. The western states and rural areas, the data seems to imply that social isolation, gun ownership, and access to health care are relevant factors. Rajiv Ramchand is an epidemiologist who studies suicide for the RAND Corporation.
What's really striking about this report, which amplifies what was released in last year by the VA, is that the female suicide rate for veterans, so the female veteran suicide rate is extraordinarily high. So whereas you see 17% increase in risk among male veterans compared to their counterparts, you see a 250% increase in risk among female veterans relative to their female counterparts.
3:48 on KNX. The invention of smartphones and social media apps have changed many things in our society, including how some threats to school campuses are made and then ultimately controlled.
A threat, whether credible or not, can spread quickly among kids and parents on social media sites and cause a panic on campus.
Rumors, misinformation will spread very rapidly. Oftentimes parents and family members will come flocking to the school.
Ken Trump is head of the National School Safety and Security Services. He says the key is for school administrators to be prepared with an effective crisis communications plan.
Make sure that they have, as school officials, a presence on social media, and that they become the authority, the source of credible information.
Credible information in real time, he says, can mean the difference between calm and panic. And he says keeping campuses open, while it may seem wrong, in most cases, is the right decision. Vicki Moore, KNX 1070 News Radio.
California's ban on foie gras that's made by force-feeding ducks and geese has been reinstated, but it's not going to take effect just yet.
The federal appeals court decision is a loss for out-of-state foie gras producers and a Hermosa Beach restaurant fighting the ban.
It's a disappointing ruling because it's flawed and it misunderstands the application of federal law.
Plaintiff's attorney Michael Tenenbaum.
California does not have the right to ban the ingredients in poultry products if it doesn't like the way they're made.
Since they plan to appeal, the ban is on hold. Still, animal rights activists are celebrating.
The decision is what it is. It stands.
Jared Goodman is the director of animal law at the PETA Foundation.
California has the right to ban this inherently cruel practice, and only if the full Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals decides to hear the case and then disagrees with this panel is the ban not going to go back into effect.
Claudia Pescuta, KNX 1070 News Radio.
3:49 on KNX. President Trump's going to make his first trip to the UN next week. He's going to be delivering a speech there, an address. Reporter Errol Barnett says the relationship between the president And the United Nations has not always been smooth.
As a presidential candidate, Donald Trump denounced the UN as incompetent and threatened to cut U.S. taxpayer funds. But as president, he says the international body has potential, and in his speech on Tuesday is expected to outline a map to tackle global issues like the North Korean nuclear threat.
Ahead of that, on Monday, the president meets with the leaders of France and Israel and hosts a dinner with Latin American leaders. As a huge Russian military exercise continues in Belarus, NATO watching developments very closely. CBS News correspondent Cammie McCormick sat down with the NATO commander in Albania.
We're being vigilant.
And although much larger than the Russians build it, General Curtis Scaparrotti said he's seen no indications it's more than an exercise or that the Russians will leave troops behind in Belarus. Still, if it plays out like past exercises...
They are usually initially defensive in nature, but they also have an offensive portion thereafter that looks to me like a reversal of an attack. That's worrisome if you're one of the NATO nations along the border.
Cammie McCormick, CBS News, Tirana, Albania.
Time to check your money. Cybersecurity firms look to hack-proof cars. Here's Ann Mostu.
As businesses compete to put self-driving cars on the road, cybersecurity companies are looking into how to keep those cars safe from hackers who could take over the transmission or brakes.
Car hacking for us is a research effort and initiative to actually see how vulnerable and exploitable cars are and to work with the manufacturers to make them more safe and reliable.
Corey Thomas is CEO of software company Rapid7. He says car security is critical as the majority of cars sold now are connected to the internet. Chrysler announced a recall of 1.4 million vehicles after a pair of hackers demonstrated that they could remotely hijack a Jeep.
As more and more of our automobiles are run by technology, we have to make sure that that's actually done safely without the same vulnerability risks that we've had in the past.
It's not clear how car security will be regulated, but in October, the U.S. Department of Transportation issued federal guidelines. Soon, when you buy a car, you might also be buying a security package. We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Ann Mostu for KNX 1070 News Radio.
3:52 on KNX.
If you have allergies, asthma, or own a pet, you may be breathing dirty air in your home. The key to clean air is Clean Air Ducts, and the best company to call is Eco Green Air. Eco Green Air cleans air ducts in homes and offices throughout Southern California and is a must for anyone with allergies or asthma and for all pet owners. The Eco Green Air duct cleaning method is 100% green and you'll see immediate results. If you have pets in your home or have allergies or asthma, it's time to clean your dirty air. Call Eco Green Air for a free estimate at 800-670-5746. 800-670-5746 or EcoGreenAir.com. If you want to breathe fresh, clean air in your home or office, call Eco Green Air at 800-670-5746. Stop the sneezing and call 800-670-5746 or EcoGreenAir.com.
Paula Casino Spa and Resort presents the word of the day, elegant. As in an elegant resort with a world-class casino and 11 restaurants with tastes from around the world. A tranquil spa with exotic rain showers and a eucalyptus steam room. And 507 deluxe rooms and suites. Each one elegant. Paula Casino Spa and Resort. 4-dining luxury in northern San Diego County. Visit paulacasino.com.
3:54 on KNX. In sports, UCLA had a tough road game in Tennessee today, lost in a shootout. Final score 48-45, losing to the Memphis Tigers. USC hosting Texas at the Coliseum, getting it away at 5:30. Of course, lots of folks on the road already. Details and update coming on that in traffic just a couple minutes. Dodgers in Washington, boys in blue, and now a 4-game winning streak going today, the 3-2 win. Angels are hosting Texas later tonight.
Nissan updates its Leaf electric vehicle. This is Jeff Gilbert with the Farm Chronicles. For one thing, Leaf Chief Engineer Chris Reed says the vehicle looks more mainstream.
The characteristics that you're used to seeing on all of our Nissans are really coming into the new Leaf.
The Leaf's battery range extended to 150 miles, not quite the 200-mile range of some competitors, but they wanted to keep the base price under $30,000.
We can throw a giant battery in a car, but if it's too expensive, it's not going to be accessible.
The 2018 Nissan Leaf will be in dealerships early next year. Nissan is working on an extended range version that will be available at a later date. With the Chronicles, I'm Jeff Gilbert, CBS News.
3:55 now on KNX. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5, so check in with Will Handle.
All right, Long Beach, southbound 405 at Woodruff. You got an injury crash. One of the vehicles overturned onto its roof. Fire department's blocking all lanes except the carpool and the left lane. Again, that's the left lane and carpool lane that are open there. So if you get to the left side of the road, you should be able to squeak by. Southbound 405 traffic, though, is slammed from back at Orange Avenue. Valencia, southbound 5 at Magic Mountain Parkway. Look out for the wooden 2x4s that are blocking the slow lane that's causing some swerving. Santa Ana, southbound 55 before the 405. Look out for the stall in the middle lane. If you're looking at the northbound side of the 55, you slow from the 405 and stop and go all the way to Dyer Road. Pasadena, stop and go on the eastbound 210. You'll bunch up around San Gabriel Boulevard. It stays pretty sluggish till you pass Azusa Avenue. People are making their way to the sold-out Coliseum tonight for the USC game. Busy on surface streets near the Coliseum. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, Exposition Boulevard in Vermont. South LA, northbound 110 stacks up from the 105. You'll stay slow all the way until you reach Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Southbound 110 jams from before the 5 all the way into downtown Los Angeles. And in Hollywood, southbound 101 jams from the Hollywood Boulevard exit to the 110, northbound 101. Slow through downtown Los Angeles from 4th Street. You're at a crawl up to the 4 level. Your next report at 4:05. I'm Will Handle with more traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Southern California weather, some of the clouds stay with us, some of the drizzle as well, but a warming trend will begin sometime. We're looking for Sunday, possibly clouds being clear sometime on Monday. Right now in Oxnard, it's 76. In China Lake, it's currently 85. The news on KNX traffic and weather brought to you by Sierra Subaru on the 210 freeway in Monrovia.
Jennifer York here. It's the perfect time to finish the summer with a new Subaru from Sierra Subaru. The 2017 Subarus are going fast, and the 2018s are arriving. So what are you waiting for? Visit Sierra Subaru right off the 210 freeway, exit Mountain, or visit sierrasubaru.com. Tell them Jennifer York sent you.
Rediscover Thornton Wilder's Pulitzer Prize-winning masterpiece, Our Town, starring Jane Kesmerick, and co-produced with Tony-winning Deaf West Theater. September 26th through October 22nd only. Get your tickets today at PasadenaPlayhouse.org.
What if I told you that cancer could be killed naturally, with no chemo, no radiation, and no radical surgery? I should know. My wife was offered barbaric treatment here in the U.S., and instead, we went to Germany, where they cured her cancer naturally in just 30 days. Now there's a film that details the science behind natural treatments at clinics here and abroad. It's called Cancer Can Be Killed on Amazon Prime Videos. The film follows 15 success stories, all treated naturally. Why, you may ask, don't we do this here in the States? The answer is it's simply far too profitable to treat symptoms with toxic means than to cure it. Did you know that the FDA has no means to test natural methods? So even if they worked, we wouldn't know about it? Well, now we do. Don't let your loved ones go through organ removal or toxic treatments that don't work. Watch Cancer Can Be Killed on Amazon Prime Videos.
Your AC system is toast. You barely made it through the summer. It's time to replace it. Go with your typical air conditioning company and you'll get shoved into a package deal. Package A, B, and C. Don't be fooled. It's a manipulation. Don't bust it. They know you'll pick the middle package every time. They're pushing you into their highest profit deal. The guys at Southland Heating and Air Conditioning don't play games. They treat every situation as totally unique. Dave, Matt, and Ray have 60 years combined experience and will look for the best possible solution at the most competitive price. Southland rates 5 stars on Yelp, A on Angie's List, and they're A+ rated by the BBB. Qualify for special energy efficiency financing. And for a limited time, save $1,500 on a new custom install. And get the Nest Thermostat Bundle for free. Visit SouthlandHeatingandAir.com or call 866-361-6568. 866-361-6568. 866-361-6568. Must purchase Southern California Energy Efficient Systems. Some restrictions apply. CSW number 797364 expires 9/30/17.
Do you worry the stock market is a house of cards? If you're retired or retiring soon and can't afford to lose 30 to 50% if there's a stock market crash, the time to include a protective strategy in your retirement plan is now. You can't afford to miss the next free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Choose Orange next Saturday, Woodland Hills Tuesday, October 3rd, or Pasadena Thursday, October 5th. Seating is limited, so please make your reservation now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
See news happen anytime, anywhere. Tweet us using the hashtag KNX News. Send us your tips, pics, or links to video Follow us at KNX 1070.
Broadcasting live from the Southern California BMW newsroom. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Find a dealer at SoCalBMW.com. KNX 1070 AM HD, AM HD2, Los Angeles. KNX 1070 News Radio.
I'm Ron Kilgore. Coming up, our top local story. Police are warning people of a flasher in Long Beach and Lakewood. Brown expected to sign the sanctuary state bill that's on his desk. Revised piece of legislation now is the backing of LA County Sheriff Jim McDonald. Those stories and more coming up. Less traffic on the 5s every 10 minutes. CBS News now covers the world at 4 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Sam Lutzinger. A top official in the Florida Keys is telling people who are beginning to come back after Hurricane Irma that the Keys are not what they left several days ago. CBS News correspondent Jonathan Bigliotti.
Power, water, and cell service are still spotty. There have been clear signs of progress. Mariners Hospital became the first medical facility in the Keys to open, and 17% of people in the Key West area and 65% of people in the rest of the Keys have power.
Some people will have absolutely nothing to return to. 20